I have no idea how old they are. They just sent it, so they seem young from the looks of this, but
And that's why
Oh
I'm
wow,
gonna feel really bad.
this is really short actually.
yeah,
I don't know.
like I said, it's not gonna take that long to get through, so
Uh,
I,
all right,
I,
how do we do this?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Does not
This is
compute.
it. This
System
is
shut
we're
down.
2 episodes into this series, and I'm broken already.
I was thinking that my writing would break you.
No, because at
No,
least
then I
I look. My body cannot physically process this.
Your body isn't ready.
My body is not ready. My body, I don't know.
Your body
um
wants to escape.
It does.
Oh god.
how do you
Whatever.
sound
You know
good,
what?
Harry?
You're not gonna get a critique. I'm just gonna make jokes this entire time. There's no critique you're gonna have. I'm sorry.
What did you say, Scrappy?
Audio sound all right?
So everything sounds good?
Asking, does my audio sound all right?
Oh, yeah, I'll just turn you up a little bit, but you sound fine.
I,
Scared.
I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared for this one.
I didn't know this was a Phineas and I didn't even know this was a Phineas and Ferb store. So yeah, I'm really not prepared for this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I don't know what this is. And like, I'm sorry if the person watching this is, is was looking. I don't know what to do, man. Have you started the stream?
Yeah, I'm streaming now.
Damn it, Harry.
Yeah.
All right.
Uh,
So, do you want to? Who's doing the intro here?
I will just give off a brief my disclaimers. Hello everyone. Welcome to the second episode of Storytime with Scrappy. Today we opted to do something a little different. We originally were going to continue directly with my story because we had gone far longer than we had intended to in the first episode and only got 2 chapters done. And I fear we may only get not even finish the rest tonight, but let's fingers crossed. We were going to detour first with a story that was provided to us by a user. I'll use their fanfiction.net username, Clement
I
J6437.
then
Send. Sorry, go on, Harry.
then they're not actually the Great Clement, don't worry.
no, they should be. I hope that. I wish it was.
So they sent their fan fiction for us to read through Harry's chat during while we were recording the first episode. Thank you
Yeah.
first and foremost for following us. Now,
Um,
normally, sorry, go on.
no, you go.
Normally we don't just fish fan fictions right out of the lake and read them kind of blind. Since they were so, since they, we will make an exception this one time, but I think we will try to actually we will accept what's the word? We'll accept suggestions from people who were send them in, but
Yeah.
like we'll we'll have to actually read through them first and foremost before we put them on air.
Because the problem with this one is I don't know. I don't know how to critique. I before we started recording, I talked about how reading this has broken my mind because I have no idea how to critique it for multiple reasons. I assume the person who wrote it is very young, and this was posted very recently, so I'm gonna feel really bad if I'm like if I'm just picking on someone that young because I also inherently hate and this. fan fiction is bizarrely formatted like a CinemaSins video on a Phineas and Ferb episode. It is. I don't know how to describe this. I I'm sorry, pal, if you came here looking for a critique, because I'm sorry, man. I don't know what to do here.
Yeah.
Because I hate. All right, boys, let's bully a child. Let's
Oh
go.
my god.
Say, yes, hello, folks. We have Tanner with us again tonight. Thank you, Tanner, for your contributions and participation.
Nobody told me. Nobody warned me about this. I thought we were
I
going
didn't even know what the
straight.
content of this fic was.
Nobody warned me. Nobody gave me caution.
How
Because
was
I
I
read.
supposed to know you hate cinema sins?
Yeah, no. So I'm just going to inherently hate this, regardless of its quality.
Okay, as Tanner's obviously alluded to, this is, well, a Phineas and Ferb story, a review of sorts in the style of a Cinema Sins video. The
If you please
episode in
fucking
question is
call
Night of the
Phineas,
Living Pharmacist.
which is a good episode. Which is a good episode. As a fan of Phineas and Ferb, that is a really, really funny episode.
It's literally an army of Doofenshmirtz.
Yeah, it's the one where Doofenshmirtz turns everyone into a bunch of, where they wind up all getting turned into pharmacists because it's like a Night of the Living Dead parody. But they have a scene where they have two of the actors from Shaun of the Dead show up. It's really funny. But um because I'm a grown man who watches children cartoons. Uh but no. So this is gonna, I don't know what to do here. I feel like this is the equivalent of me trying to critique the fucking Thanos beatbox video, because what the hell am I supposed to say? Let me.
Also with us is Harry, our recorder. Thank you, Harry.
I'm just here out of necessity. like, uh,
Because we need a voice for my story again, is our friend Nova. Say hi, Nova.
Hello.
Oh, yes. Also, before we actually read anything, I would like to just call to attention. In the previous episode, we how to describe this? Yeah, we made some comments about our friend Ethan and pertaining to gender identity that I don't feel exactly worked.
No, well, I wasn't trying to say anything rude. I just genuinely
No, I
didn't
know.
know.
I'm not. You were fine. I'm just like I just feel like I kind of broached the subject poorly, and
Wait, no, is Ethan non-binary?
have no idea.
Well, let's just that anymore. Now that we're reading this, nothing fucking matters, okay?
Nonetheless, I would like just to apologize and state that what am I trying to say? Oh, enlightened I claim myself to be. I am not an expert on LGBTQ plus people, and I do not, and I
Right.
should not, do not, and should not even pretend to be, and I apologize for that.
It's cool.
fair.
It's cool. It's also completely unrelated to doing right now. So, who wants to do? Because I can do the CinemaSins narrator. You see, this Wile E. Coyote cartoon doesn't resemble real life, so that's just bad writing.
I can read it. I can't do the speed. I can't say it with the speed of the actual Cinema Sins guy because, as you can tell from playback, my voice just does not work with my mic.
I could play. I could do Phineas.
It's just gonna be interesting.
I don't know what to say, man. I'm sorry, Clement, that you came to critique and I give you nothing. I can't give you anything here. I'll give you all I can do
You
is
can be
make
Phineas.
What?
Be Phineas.
Yeah, I'll be Phineas. This is about all I can do. What the fuck am I reading?
Okay. All right. Everything Wrong with Night of the Living Pharmacist by Clement J6437. Roll opening credits.
But apparently
Me as
this
a
is a
cinema
script.
as a
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
okay. Me as a Cinema Sins type announcer. First off, Danny Viteri, the worst writer of season 4, sin count 1.
Dang.
-1
This
sin for the surprising first-person angle, sin count 0.
I don't
The
have a
first negative
visual.
sin for this episode. The first negative sin for this episode for upgrading the animation budget, sin count -1. Phineas.
Remember how fun it was to bounce around the world on a giant rubber ball? I have no context because there's no visual for what the hell you're talking about. I don't know what's
Narrator,
happening.
another negative sin for the clever reference to this episode Summer Belongs to You. Sin counter, -2. But then I had to add 4 sins for Phineas cutting off Isabella in her explanation of the emotional bravery patch. Sin counter, 2. Jump Right to It is an amazing track. Another sin off. Sin counter, 1. Another sin removed because of Duke's commentary about how repulsive looking... about how repulsive people looking like him is the universe making a joke at his expense. Sin counter, 0.
No, this show is fun. On purpose, a genuinely really funny show. I'm running out of ideas. I don't know where she could be. Jesus Christ, I'm stumbling.
Door thumbs, Isabella says, I'm right here. Narrator, +10 sins because no way could Isabella have gotten in that trap door without the other fireside girls spotting her. Sin counter, 10. Buford trips a car alarm. Narrator, plus another 20 sins for Buford's stupidity. Sin counter, 30. Okay, Vanessa. Nice shot, Ferb. Candace. Oh gosh, hold on. Vanessa, look out behind you! Ah, crud! A few seconds later. Lots of me. Me plus 750 sins for counting Candace's transformation into a zombie. Sin counter 780. Perry after getting touched by a pharma zombie, and can you do the platypus sound effects?
That's what a platypus sounds like now. I said it.
Translation, lots of me. Narrator, plus another 800 sins for Perry's zombification. Sin counter 1,580.
Wait, why are you sinning the zombifications? I don't get why you'd sin that. This is why I hate cinema sins. It's just random shit that I don't understand the appeal of cinema sins because it's not critique at all. It's random nitpicks and that could be seen as jokes, I guess. But even then the jokes aren't that funny. And they try to mix the jokes in with actual critique and it just doesn't work for me. This is why I don't feel like I can critique this because what the fuck is this?
Anyway. Vanessa. Oh gosh. There's too many of them. Screams Dad before she gets transformed. That's an action. Lots of me? Narrator. Unacceptable. Here's 900 sins.
Alright,
Sin
that's a
counter
good
2,480. No, you and Isabella will make it. Proceeds to sacrifice himself. Narrator, way to go. Episode, you pharma-zombified one of your titular characters. Here's 1,000 sins.
But
Encounter
okay.
3,480. Phineas.
Get away from her! Sorry if my voice does not emote. I don't know what's happening right now.
Isabella. Phineas, no! Phineas.
Lots of me.
Narrator, pharma-zombifying Phineas. Not okay, taking their 2,000 sins. Sin counter 5,480. The memory eraser ending with the water gets another 3,000 sins. Sin counter 8,480. Episode Sins, 8480. Sentence, being stuck as a pharma zombie. End story.
Story is a very loose term, I feel here. So my review is... What?
So we're already done with that?
Yeah, I'm not...
I don't know
I'm
what
not
to say
sure
about
what
any of this.
I'm not sure what that was. It was like Cinema Sins, but for a Phineas and Ferb episode, and it was posted on fanfiction.net for some reason. I'm really not sure what I just read.
Me neither, to be quite honest. I just saw that it was like a really short Cinema Sins thing, and it was like, alright.
Harry, do not... Harry. Alright, Harry, from now on, please, we need to screen these. I have nothing to work with here. I can't make... What the... And I feel bad. I feel bad because I feel like I'm a child. And if it's an adult, I'm gonna feel way meaner for assuming that you're a child.
Oh god.
You are listening to this at any point, first of all, we would like to thank you for your contribution and also congratulations writing fanfiction. As you will learn from my contributions, it's very hard.
Yeah.
I want to congratulate you. We are 2 episodes into this series, and you fucking broke me already.
Where credit is due, this does match Cinema Sins, at least from what I remember it back in like 2014.
Yes, which makes me instantly dislike it. But, you know, if this is what you're going for, it does do that well. I just hate Cinema Sins, so I have nothing to give you here, and I also don't get how... I assume that's like a bit, like the pharma zombieing, sinning for that is a bit. So...
I just feel like this kind of thing doesn't really work well in a fanfic format, like it just...
No, it doesn't. And, again, it's also that I don't know what to say. It's hard.
Yeah.
Hard to critique this. It's hard, and... Man, I don't know what the hell... Scrappy, I gotta talk to you. Scrappy?
Yes, Tanner.
Why the fuck did I agree to this show?
Because you love me.
I don't, but
Aw.
that's not... I know that's not true, but... I just,
You don't have a reason. So shut up.
You know what? Mario at least
Luigi.
is about. I can make jokes about Mario.
Mario.
This, no idea. I don't know what to do.
I forgot how to live.
Yeah, no, I don't want to, like, I can't, see, I can't even form a complete sentence right now. So,
The quality of the story will depend on how much you like the thing it's parodying.
yeah, I guess. There is not much I can say. And I would be a lot meaner with my jokes, but I feel bad because I can't assume the person who wrote this is very old. So, I'm going to, I guess, the only thing I can do now, resort to now, is suicide.
Oh god.
Are you trying to get Harry demonetized again?
Yeah. Well, no, this is what you do. This is, I should come advertised. If you invite me on here, this is what you're in for. Welcome to the Harry.
Going to torpedo someone's channel, at least do it to my channel, not his.
Alright. But yeah, no, that was good luck. Good luck trying to improve with what we fucking gave you here.
Yes, Clem, please continue writing, because
You'll get better.
trying to groove, I'm trying to describe this. I have gradually improved. I think that's an
Yeah.
objective fact with my fan fiction.
Oh
And this
no,
isn't
yeah.
bad, so think of how much better you could become.
You can always get better.
Yeah.
And eventually, look, you're young. I understand if you like Cinema Sins.
Or don't be a douche.
I'm not. I'm kidding.
I mean, it's not something me or Tanner really care about, but if it's something you dig, then that's up
Yeah,
to you.
if you're into Cinema Sins, you'll like this.
Yeah.
I was so I fought it back. I was so tempted to say something terrible there. I fought it.
Fair
And,
enough.
okay, let's move on to Scrappy's. I can bully Scrappy all I want.
Whatever.
Oh god.
Alright, thank you, Clement, for your contributions. And if you actually happen to be young, well, first of all, welcome to our show. Also, what are you doing here?
Also, what are you doing? Here's a general rule. If Tanner is in the episode, you're probably too young to watch it.
Yeah.
Hey. Anyway, let's resume this objective garbage fire.
Yeah, get
On to
get
do this.
get Mahler on this. He'll do a 9-hour video essay on why it's objectively terrible.
Alright, Tanner, get your vocal cords ready. Nova, you as well.
Yeah. Why does it sound more like Sonic now? This is not what June is supposed to sound like.
Welcome to the next level.
Be grateful you're not doing Toad that much.
Oh, thank God.
Oh gosh. Like I'm scared that I'll wind up writing chapters in accommodation for voice actors. That's not how it's supposed to work. Let's see.
Alright. I've been
I
repeatedly
hate this
cutting out.
already. You hear me cutting out?
I can hear you.
I'm good now.
Yeah. Oh gosh. All right, we resumed. Last time we did the first two chapters, which were a two-parter, and both written in 2009. Chapter 3 is also 2009, just barely though.
You updated it an hour ago, I see.
Yep. 2020 has been a weird year so far.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening.
So this was not supposed to be a two-parter, but because I just really wanted to get something uploaded before 2009 ended, I had to split it, and then I just didn't write the conclusion for like a decade.
Okay,
I want to be a professional writer.
So the first half of this is not changed at all?
This is more or less as it was written in 2009, with the grammatical errors kept in, unfortunately.
No, that's great. Keep that, actually. That's my only critique right now. Keep that.
I didn't even retroactively put a part 1 in the episode title, like in the actual chapter itself. Actually, wait. I kind of did. I did once and then didn't do it the second time. Whatever. Okay,
Alright, we're gonna go.
Yep, Harry needs to sleep eventually.
Alright, I'll
Yeah.
mute my mic again now.
Alright.
Just sleep to this. Let this be some fucking sleep ASMR for you.
hate this already.
Mm-hmm.
The Super Mario Show, Episode 3, Peach to Teach. Peace in the usual stupid harmony was prospering through the Mushroom Kingdom once more, for the latest defeat of Bowser and the Koopalings led everyone into their usual state of happiness. As you've probably noticed, these toads are really stupid if they're not expecting Bowser to kidnap the princess again. But as I was saying, Mario and Luigi were in Peach's castle in the living room, telling Bowser Jr. about how they'd found their new attire. Oh gosh. Oh, we were at the Mushroom Boutique. Mario began as he turned on the TV to the movie The Golden Toad 2. Hansi manager asked us about our fields.
That's the movie! The end.
Hansi manager asked us about our skills. So Luigi points his the foot at a shy guy and makes him crack his bones. The manager keels over, so Luigi stops the shy guy's painful bone cracking, and then he just starts talking about a bunch of sick licks or something like that. Mario finished. And all the while, Junior was laughing his head off about the disturbing fate of the angry green shy guy, and there's the first grammatical error. Please just laugh.
Explanation.
Junior cackled.
You guys are a riot. I can't even remember why I wanted to boil you in hot lava anyway.
I don't remember what Junior's voice sounds like. Yeah, sushi. No, shush, I can't read, okay?
Luigi said as they continued watching The Golden Toad 2. Just then, Peach walked in the living room carrying a stuffed teddy bear which had a Koopa shell and Bowser-type horns.
Mario, my internet is disconnecting. Yeah, shush.
Luigi said as they continued watching The Golden Toad 2. Just then, Peach walked in the living room carrying a stuffed teddy bear which had a Koopa shell and Bowser-type horns.
Mama? What is it?
I don't remember how Junior's voice sounds. What I did for his voice. So, yeah.
This nasally thing.
Mama?
Mama, what is it? Junior asked curiously.
Wow! It's an illogical combination of a Koopa and a teddy.
It's a Koopa bear. That was genuinely funny.
Peach was paying no mind to Junior or Koopa Bear. Instead, she was focused on the semi-violent movie that Junior and the Mario brothers were watching. Go! Zip
Oh,
Toad!
Zip Toad!
Mario and Luigi
Hey,
screamed
Mario.
as they turned up the TV so loud that Peach and Junior were beginning to be blasted off the floor. Junior
This is
immediately
the
grabbed the
power
arm of the
I've
conveniently
learned,
placed.
Mario.
Junior immediately grabbed the arm of the conveniently placed couch, while Peach grabbed onto one of his legs as they were now flailing sideways near the door blocking the hallway. Junior knew there was only one thing he could spare from certain injury. For one moment.
What, huh?
I'm so sick. Disconnecting constant.
Hello? Yeah, things just kind of died for a second.
To drop, I couldn't hear Tanner or Nova intermittently.
Mario! Save the popcorn!
Thank you. Junior blurted out before its volume of the TV was too much, and the two royals flew out the door, across the castle's many hallways, many bathrooms, where Junior and Peach saw Toad trying to blackmail Daisy in the shower before realizing it was Toad singing the Donkey Kong Country theme.
No!
Toad was briefly...
No, you're not bypassing that. We're not bypassing that. We're not gonna keep continuing. What? Scrappy. What?
Dear. This fanfiction was written in 2009.
What the fuck were you doing back then? What's wrong? What was wrong with you?
I ask this every time I read this chapter.
Okay, let's continue.
I didn't edit anything out. Dumbass. It blurted out before the volume of the TV was too much, and the two worlds flew out the door, across the castle's many hallways and many bathrooms. Let's see. The basement of many wonders, back to the middle floor, and finally out of Peach's castle altogether, all while Junior screamed soggy mushrooms repeatedly and annoyingly.
Okay.
Hold on, Junior.
Alright. Peach commandingly suggested as the two were going airborne.
What do you think I'm trying to do?
Junior snapped as he held Peach's leg tighter.
Without a question
The
mark.
two... Oh yeah, that should...
Junior snapped without a question mark.
Yes. The two were flying towards buildings and were now forced to somehow swerve in order to avoid certain death on the building's windows. Oh my gosh.
Holy shit!
Unfortunately, the two were now across Toad Town, the one place Junior found scarier than prison, the education system. I actually got an actual laugh of you for once, and
It was good. Oh, it's funny because it's true. Our educational system is terrible.
meanwhile, at Shroomside Education Academy, a young female Koopa teacher was in her boss's office about her immediate resignation. Oh,
Do you
gosh.
want me to? Who's gonna be the teacher here? Me, you, who's
You
Nova?
can be the teacher. I'll be the principal.
Principal Coopston, I can't take the Principal Coopston, I cannot take these mad brats any longer.
Koopa teacher exclaimed as she started flinging pencil cups and dartboards off of Coopson's desk. But Miss Coopret, please, Principal Coopson begged as he got on his knees. You're the only teacher who can control these kids, and that's not much.
Well, yeah, that's because I carry darts everywhere I go. I just trank them whenever they misbehave.
Not those kind of darts, but okay.
Well, like, why would she be carrying darts?
Oh no, the darts are on his desk. He has a dartboard.
Oh, okay. Principal, I just want to retract that last statement where I said that I shoot kids with trank darts. I don't do that.
Noted. You're the only teacher who can control these kids, and that's not much.
Forget it, Coopson.
Coopret exclaimed as she started running out the door and out the school, all while barking at every kid she saw, screaming like a madwoman.
What the bumps?
Oh my gosh. The mad Coopret hollered at one kid as she left the school in a fit of moronic rage. Back to Principal Coopson, who was now trying to find a teacher who knew nothing about the school's behavioral reputation, but would take on kids. What poor fool would try to teach these vampires? Coopson said to himself. We need someone kind, someone who loves and can control kids at the same time. Someone like... But then, large screams could be heard from outside the building. Coopson looked up from his desk and saw that the ceiling above him was starting to crumble.
Junior, stop swerving!
I'm not swerving! We're moving because of the wind!
Don't yell!
You're yelling too!
And finally, the ceiling collapsed, and Peach and Junior were on the fallen ceiling piece, dusting themselves off.
Now I remember
Junior was the
how I
first
did Junior's voice.
Junior was the first to pick himself up, and so he took a look at his surroundings. His eyes widened in fear as he noticed there were pencils, crayons, and a few students sitting in a corner currently writing essays.
No.
As he realized he was in an academy, and specifically in the principal's office. However, Coopson paid no attention to Junior yet, for he was looking at Princess Peach. He noticed a crown on her head, which obviously gave her authority. aside from the fact that she's a princess. And he
Yeah,
also
why would
noticed
he
that she
not
was a
know
grown
who
woman and could find a job.
he?
Sorry, what did you say, Tanner?
I like that he doesn't know the main government official of this of the kingdom of which he lives in.
Think of that, but then his line after just completely torpedoes that whole idea.
Okay.
Which obviously gave her authority, and he also noticed that she was a grown woman and could find a job. A wide grin spread across Coopson's face as he slowly formed an idea.
Oh no, I
Princess
don't like
Peach
where this is going.
Toadstool. You say?
I don't like where this is going.
Princess Peach Toadstool, Coopson began as he slowly left his desk. Would you like a job here?
Coming
Asked confused, but Junior was about to answer for her.
No!
Junior
No!
bellowed.
She will not get a job here at this disco.
in. Goofball.
She will not work at this disgusting school, which is apparently a hole full of Goombas.
I just love it. I love the phrase Goomba hole.
I just realized there's a. I feel like between this and Oh My Goombas, I think there's like a. Goombas are just not treated well in this society.
Yeah, no, this is like incredibly racist. They're just used as a curse word. This is just incredible. This is just intolerant.
I may have to address that later.
You could, what you could, yeah. Well, I mean, it actually kind of works within the canon of the Mario universe because Goombas are just kind of shat on, literally stepped on by boots of oppression.
I could work with this for another chapter.
Alright, yeah.
I work at this disgusting school, and
And furthermore,
I'll do it.
she
What?
said nonchalantly. Right, Peach
Yep.
said nonchalantly.
what?
Yep.
Peach answered.
I always wanted to teach kids.
Start tomorrow, Coopson announced. Oh yeah, bring the Koopa boy if you want.
Never!
He'll come.
Said, not noticing the angry prince's protests. All right then, Principal Coopson finished as he picked up some pencils from his desk. Now get the heck out of my office.
Everyone's so rude in this fanfic.
Sorry, no, but just say something. I couldn't hear you.
Oh no, no. I wasn't saying anything. Although I did get a phone call, so I might need to be FK for a bit.
All right then, we can do a brief intermission.
I'm sorry if my commentary has not been as good as it usually is.
Sorry for calling you a dumbass. I think I crossed the line. My bad.
The what?
I'm sorry for comments made earlier.
No, well, I am a dumbass, so it's fine.
It
Like
was meant in
nothing is...
jest, but I think it came sounding wrong. So I'm sorry.
I
No,
thought you were talking about a character in the fanfic when you said that.
And everyone in this story is a dumbass, but
Yeah, no. No, Scrappy, I have been bullying you this whole chapter. It's fine if you say one mean thing about me, dude. I just felt my commentary is coming off as very awkward and my voice acting isn't as good. But, like, should
You're
I
fine.
even be trying for this?
You're fine.
Voice acting is fine. It. What I'm worried about is that when I listen to the playback of the original episode, and it is honestly solid gold. Thank you, everyone, for your contributions.
Yeah.
The recurring thing is that, well, I talk too quickly, so my voice cracks and people can't hear it.
I pretty
Sorry,
sure.
go on.
I'm sorry about that. Like, you'll have fun editing the. I don't know what you're gonna do with that extensive off-screen bit where I just
Then-
ramble as Luigi.
Edited and uncut.
Yeah, it just
Again,
goes
better
right up.
judgment.
Yeah, it just goes right up.
Yeah, perfect.
So yeah, I've been stumbling over the words, but I'm gonna try to just slow down dialogue reading, so
Yeah,
the audience can actually hear me upon playback.
I have been doing the same thing. So I'm gonna try slowing down too.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
Seashore. I did not do my vocal exercises today.
I haven't done any exercise today.
Comedy.
Dude, best comedy you're gonna get for this entire session.
Probably.
Oh, but you're back?
Yeah.
Welcome. We missed you.
We did.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
Peach hollered as she saluted her new boss and left the building, thinking Junior was right behind her. Junior simply stared at a wall, his eyes looking bleak.
Dear spirits in the over there, why? Oh, why do you hate me?
Oh, thank you. The next day, Peach and Junior were now packing supplies for their trip to Shroomside in the cross-section of Peach's castle. Toadsworth could be described as slightly distressed.
Toadsworth. Well, do you want to do Toadsworth?
Up to you.
Your Highness, how could you do this?
The elderly steward of Peach screamed,
Toadsworth.
said as she started helping Junior with his backpack. For every 5 minutes, he slipped out, screamed, "Freedom!" and ran away, only to be caught by Mario and Luigi within the next 3 seconds.
I'm just trying to connect with the people so I can be a better leader.
This is a load of waste from over there and back.
That was
That's
Junior,
Well,
actually,
that
my
was-
bad.
I am now an old man. I aged while I was in that backpack.
Yes, you did.
Significantly. This is a load of waste from over there and back.
Hush, Junior.
Never.
The baritone just coming through. Peach simply pushed a young, quote-unquote, neutral Koopa child down off screen so he could be unheard to the crowd. Did I ever tell you people that characters can be heard or unheard off screen?
I don't know.
Back to
are
other
there any rules
matters.
here?
Smoking cocaine.
Yeah. Wait, you don't smoke cocaine.
Cocaine
snort it.
smokes you. Don't do drugs, kids.
All right. No, but you don't smoke it. Look, don't do
And
drugs. No, my message here is don't do drugs incorrectly.
And now we've been demonetized again.
Yeah. You don't smoke cocaine. You snort it. You grab
You have experience, Tanner.
Have you met me? Why else do you think I'm like this?
Back to other matters. Mario, Luigi, Daisy, Toad, and Yoshi chose to enter the hallway's cross-section at this moment.
Oh, hey, guys.
to her face. Hello, Peach! Toad and the Mario Brothers said to Peach, but then Yoshi was noticing the backpack forcibly strapped onto Junior, and suddenly a desire came to him. Yoshi! The green dinosaur proclaimed.
What do you mean you want to come to school? Look, my junior. Oh, it's up here. What do you mean you want to come to school with us?
Junior asked confused.
Didn't you do that once already?
Simply nodded his head.
All right then.
Announced.
Guess you're coming to school with us, Yoshi.
There are just no rules for how to enroll in this school. There's no enrollment process.
Yoshi!
No!
I remember Joey was supposed to be Daisy, but he's not here. But Peach! Daisy started disappointedly. It's tennis day! What am I supposed to be doing while you're out torturing kids?
Okay, first off, I'm not torturing them.
Began.
And second off, just hang out with Mario and Luigi. You'll have tons of fun.
As soon as
Tanner,
Peach-
remember when you said the hallmark of this story was just the deranged humor that was so dissonant with Mario and the mind of a 12-year-old?
Yes.
I hope you have some wine, because what you're about to hear is some cheese.
Oh no.
As soon as Peach finished speaking, Mario began to drink milk as Luigi started telling a joke.
Hey guys, here's a joke to get. Hey guys, here's a joke to get so the funny bones are laughing.
Luigi began.
So, these two Koopas are playing at the arcade when suddenly the police appear. They arrest the Koopas. They arrest the Koopas when one of them says, "You can't Koopa me up in jail." Oh no, I cannot believe I just said that.
Immediately, Mario laughed and soon milk spurted out of his nose.
Was he drinking any?
Yes, Mario began to drink milk as Luigi started telling a joke.
Okay.
Daisy watched the odd scene of the two brothers having fun. Yeah, Daisy sarcastically said to Peach.
Yeah.
And not noticing Daisy's sarcasm at all.
Just watch TV with them.
The saint in this hellhole.
Yo.
Daisy breathed out, admitting defeat. I'll stay with Mario and
Alright,
Luigi.
continue.
Daisy breathed out, admitting defeat. I'll stay with Mario and Luigi.
That's the spirit.
She said, opening the door so she could leave the castle and get to her new job.
Come on, Junior, Yoshi, to Shoreside Education Academy.
She then trotted out the door, chuckling nonstop. Junior simply stood still as Yoshi pushed him out the door as if he were a statue. Daisy turned to Mario and Luigi, a look of mixed reactions on her face. Well, this can't possibly go wrong.
Oh,
Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom...
Meanwhile,
Bowser's
at the
Castle.
Legion of Doom.
Meanwhile, at Bowser's Castle, the aforementioned King of Koopas was currently sitting on his throne, several bandages on his face. Worse yet, the Koopalings and several members of the Koopa Troop were also bandaged. Plus, Ludwig had several cracked bones due to suggesting that everyone listened to his music while they all recuperated. Let's see if we do the Bowser voice again.
Recuperated?
Yes, I missed that. I can't believe I missed that. This is a travesty! Bowser hollered at shaking the walls of the castle and several Koopa Troop members until they ran out screaming.
I don't remember. Did I voice Morton?
I think you did.
Dad! This is what a child sounds like.
Morton said slowly, not wanting to fuel his father's rage any further.
Maybe we should think up a good plan.
It's not good about my plans. Oh gosh.
Well, your crankiness.
Nosy
that's
Goombas.
Goomba.
Yeah.
Everyone in this
well, your
castle sounds
crankiness.
the exact same.
Well, your crankiness, one nosy Goomba said, entering Bowser's throne room completely unauthorized. You always kidnap the same princess over and over, and no new girls means less happiness from yours truly. Bowser immediately unleashed a stream of fire which burned the annoying Goomba until he was covered in soot. Oh my gosh.
Dead. Fucking dead.
The flaming Goomba immediately ran out the room, where he jumped into the keep-infested pool. Two other Goombas passed by the odd sight and shook their heads, which means they shook their entire bodies.
Gary needs
Gary
help.
needs help, one Goomba
Yes.
said.
Yes, he does.
Their Goomba said, nodding.
I like that they just... I sure hope we find someone who could help him.
Oh man, it was like Gary has issues was what I meant to imply, but honestly, the fact that they just leave him is honestly on brand with the story.
Yeah, no, he's on fire!
This is a pool. He's okay.
I guess.
Back in the throne room, the Koopalings were contemplating what just happened. I think I just heard a poltergeist, Larry said as he noticed a Goomba trying to cool himself down while at the same time trying to avoid being eaten by hungry Cheep Cheeps. He lives,
Oh my
don't
God!
worry. Yeah, Iggy added, Dad charred that Goomba so much his scream almost went off page. Then a blue-robed Magic Koopa burst into the throne room, sending papers and magic blasts everywhere. That's right, kids, it's Kamek!
Okay,
Yeah.
why the fuck not?
The slogan of this entire story. Why not?
Yeah.
Do a British butler voice. Yes. Oh, gosh. Your crankiness, Kamek said as he shoved Morton and Ludwig out of the way. I have news pertaining to Mario. Well, spit it out. Bowser, I have received word that Mario has rescued Princess Peach in New Super Mario Bros. Wii.
What?
This chapter was written in 2009.
Yeah, and also, why? Bit more sense. Okay, so if you go into the parry direction, I guess we can make this a meta thing. Then I guess it kind of works there. If this is supposed to be like a Sonic Boom type universe. Because if you go with that tone, that statement, I guess, works. But if that's not what, but I assume you are kind of, then
I think I should just keep on sneaking in meta jokes, like just intermittently, like once per chapter, just to lull you into a false sense of security.
yeah, no,
Just stabs you.
yeah, no, it breaks everything here. Well, I would say that I'm genuinely invested in the story, and you broke my immersion, but I'm not sure how invested I actually am.
Oh my. Oh my.
All right, I'm never doing this show again.
You are.
You're right, I am.
Bowser's left eye twitched. I have also received news that Junior is going to school with Peach and Yoshi. Outside of Bowser's castle, a large explosion could be heard. Bowser had used 10 bombs to make a hole in his own castle so he could escape to seek out Junior. In idiotic revenge, for the record.
It's not. This is exactly how you perform stealth.
Bowser was currently in his Koopa Clown car, Iggy by his side, trying to find a way to fulfill his evil plans. Iggy! Where did Kamek and his spies say Junior and Peach were heading? Bowser yelled as he tried to steer the clown car. Shroomside Education Academy, northwest of Toad Town, Iggy said, reading from a map conveniently in his hands. Oh, revenge will be mine. Oh boy.
Thank you,
I should also
narrator.
note, yeah, no quotation marks for what's supposed to be internal thoughts, but yeah, Koopa Clown Car in this chapter 5, it's going to be just an unnamed airship.
Oh,
I forgot that detail.
okay, yeah, because those are two significantly different things.
Like, I think that's the only real continuity issue I have between the 11-year gap.
Because a
chapters.
Koopa Clown Car bursting through the walls is just a clown car shaped hull. An entire airship, the school is destroyed. Everyone is dead, and the story is over.
Hold that thought. Moving on. Oh boy. The walk to Shroomside was a perilous one. One of Peach's balloons had popped, and all the others were being painted in the castle, and so Peach, Yoshi, and Junior had to walk. Peach and Junior whined every 10 minutes, and oftentimes Junior would pretend to go to the bathroom so he could try and run off. He was
I've
very
done that.
unsuccessful. Junior was just gonna go piss in the woods because that's his style.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was the only one to keep up a sense of happiness. Yoshi!
No, Yoshi. I
You're still feeling annoyed.
will not scratch your moldy back. Now, Junior! Fine.
Oh my gosh, this is a form of torture. Immediately let out a sigh of relief as Junior scratches his back with his claws. Junior turned to Peach with an "Are you happy now?" look on his face, but then noticed she was staring at the horrible prison camp known as Shroomside.
Well?
Peach started as she picked up Junior by one of his spikes.
Ouch.
They were off. When Peach and company arrived at Shroomside, they saw that some parents were just dropping off their kids in a courtyard, excuse me. I apologize in advance if my dialogue is absolutely botched, and I will inevitably be having to fill in the gaps through the YouTube comments, as Harry has noticed.
Yeah.
Peach, Yoshi, and Junior walked into the courtyard, and Peach started to observe the parents and kids. Junior walked up to a green Shy Guy with brown shoes, talking to a smaller pink Shy Guy with a blonde ponytail and white shoes. I remember, Jenny, the green Shy Guy told the pink Shy Guy, who appeared to be his daughter. If you see those stash wad plumbers again, you know what to do, right? Okay, let's see. That, Daddy, Jenny chorused. That's right, the green Shy Guy cheered. And make sure you take out anyone who's associated with Mario and Luigi. Mario and
Wait.
Luigi. Mario and Luigi.
Wait. No. Stop. I can't. I'm sorry for repeatedly stopping the fic. Even though we're almost towards the end. Are you telling me? Are you implying here that we're about to return to the guy who Luigi practiced his demonic powers on?
And so, I mean, this is his only appearance between chapter 3. He's not the focus of chapter 4. And yes, he is the Shy Guy from the department store.
Yes! Yes!
There's an odd sense of continuity in this story. Like, you know what? I realized Phineas and Ferb was in its peak when this story was being written, so that makes sense now.
Okay. If you take this in a parody direction and you're still writing this, what you could do, you could easily just make it a plot point that Luigi is actually a demon.
I'm considering it. Like, I am strongly considering it, and I don't know where to do it or not.
No,
Because I don't know. It depends on whether or not you go and make this a parody or if you make it legit. Because once again, it seems like this is kind of going for a sort of Sonic Boomish tone. And, well, it's weird. At some points, it feels much more like it's supposed to be just the regular Mario universe, but then it feels like it's something like Sonic Boom.
It's a fan fiction. It's just
It is whatever.
like, just again, characters who are kind of just blatant avatars who are supposed to kind of what's the word? Conform.
Yeah.
They're supposed to kind of be whatever the Nintendo needs them to be, but like, and somehow they're still out of character in this.
Yeah. I mean, Mario doesn't have much character to begin with.
You know, we can save this for the we're almost at the end. We can save this.
Yeah.
Mario and Luigi. That was supposed to be Junior's thoughts, but Junior was associated with Mario and Luigi. Peach was associated with Mario and Luigi. Yoshi was also. He hadn't even started class yet, and he and his unofficial mother had already made enemies.
It's the end of the world.
Gasped. More like the end of his Peach and Yoshi's world. To be
Wait,
continued.
I feel like I should do a re.
It's the end of the world.
Junior gasped. More like the end of his Peach and Yoshi's world. To be continued. Alright, feedback. Have mercy on me.
If I'm being legit here, slight improvements, at least in the humor. There are bits here that are genuinely kind of funny.
I think it's a better written chapter overall than the first two by process of elimination, I guess. But
yeah,
I think what I'm disappointed in retroactively is that it's just not crazy enough for the live readings.
yeah. Honestly, because if you want, you could go a very, I don't know if I'd say straight up trollfic, but you could go for a very parody kind of tone with this. You know?
I think honestly, chapter 4 and 5 are at least a bit more consistent. I might abandon that style in the end too because this feedback has been interesting.
Alright.
But I think by virtue of the years-long gap between the other chapters, you'll see a slightly different humor style.
Alright, and
context for everyone, I was inspired by a fan fiction series called Calvin and Hobbes series by Swing123 and
I
Garfield
know that.
Odie. Yeah, so that was what kind of informed the style, so to speak, of this story. And Junior's pretty honestly a stand-in for Calvin.
He's just Calvin.
I'm honestly, that's I'm okay with this. I like it. It's funny.
Yeah, no, Junior's good in this. Junior actually has a lot of personality, and most of the moments that come from him are genuinely funny. And not unintentionally funny, just genuinely. And if you're going for that Calvin and the Hobbes, yes, this is the Starfire review of it.
The Hobbit.
Calvin and the Hobbit. But if you're going for that tone, now that I know that clears things up a little, but once again, you were clearly young, because the thing that makes that tone work is that Calvin and Hobbes the series is genuinely, clever. And granted, you were young. Nobody's really able to come up with clever jokes when they're young. If that makes any sense.
Was the best at 13. I can't even say it. I've read fanfiction for 13-year-olds that's better than this, but this was the best 13-year-old Scrappy Fan 92 could do.
Yeah, and if you refine your style to do this more goofy, self-aware thing, then yeah, I can see this working working with an older Scrappy. Honestly, I could help you with this if you wanted, because this is literally just how I write sometimes.
I pretty much agree with what Tana said. Like, just find like a good star for this, and just kind of go all out with the humor, and
Yeah, honestly, because this kind of humor is similar to what I do for Deadpool, but obviously less dark. Obviously, this is a bit less. Well, okay, this should be less dark. It kind of isn't.
Okay, so yeah, this was not supposed to be a two-parter, but because I really just wanted to get something out before the end of the 2000s, I had to break it up. Don't worry. Well, folks, I'll continue this Teach to Teach cycle later, and then I never did. 2.5 years passed, and I had to just, in a bout of divine inspiration, I just wrote a 4th chapter, but it's not actually part 2.
Yeah, and you said that you're possibly considering critiquing something I wrote for Deadpool for part 2 here.
I meant, well, actually, maybe for this episode, depends on when we finish this.
Yeah, if you consider critiquing something for Deadpool in next episode, you said, right?
Absolutely, because we have nothing left.
We still. How many chapters of this do we have left?
2.
2. Okay.
I'm down with that idea. It's just that I'm such a stickler for my own quality that I have to look at that myself. So I'm a bit nervous showing certain things publicly if I'm not happy with them.
I can understand that.
And that's not me being like judgy to you guys. That's just me being self-conscious.
No, I can understand it.
Understandable.
But especially because with Deadpool, what I'm doing oftentimes is I have to edit jokes because some jokes to me sound funny on the first draft, and then I look at them later and I'm like, what the fuck? Why did I think this was funny? Like, I have to there's a joke I have to take out now. You know what it often is? It's often that a lot of jokes, whenever they're referential, wind up being dated.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna have to take out this whole joke I had about Martin Scorsese, where it's Deadpool making fun of fanboys for getting mad at Martin Scorsese for not liking Marvel movies. But now that... I don't know if anyone gives a fuck about that headline anymore, so I have to take that joke out.
Fair enough.
Alright. Well, if you ever feel up to it, we are here to read it.
Yeah. Hopefully we can find other stuff for the back burner, because we're kind of running low on things right now.
That actually would give Nova a lot of spotlight, because Nova does a really good Ryan Reynolds impression. So
now I really want to see it.
Yeah.
Now he could voice Deadpool if we ever do that. The episode I'm working on is... I'm not gonna say it isn't weird, because it's a weird one.
Yeah, it's Deadpool.
Yeah. It takes place on Mojo World, which is already an inherent concept. Because if you don't know what Mojo World is, look it up. It's pretty fucking silly.
Oh gosh.
But, you know, and as we all know, comic books are never silly.
Yeah, right. Oh god.
Serious business, like this story.
Yeah.
Always serious. Oh gosh, this is something that to some extent, I think this is perhaps this might be my favorite chapter that I wrote.
There are, once again, Junior is genuinely compelling and likable.
Yeah, I can agree with that, actually.
Which...
Why do you think I'm making the focus of so many chapters?
Yeah. Oh, this is the only time he's focused on?
Well, I mean, he's effectively the focus of like 4 chapters out of 5. So
Well,
Uh,
that's good. At least you chose the most likable character you got so far. What's weird is, despite this being called the Super Mario Show, the Mario Brothers haven't done much.
yeah, it's been a lot on like Junior and all that.
well,
They're
that's a
just-
side effect of having two-parters and not doing anything else for like 10 years.
Yeah,
If I had
yeah,
more chapters, maybe Mario and Luigi would actually be worth something.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe the thing
Definitely
called.
not doing anything in chapter 5.
Well, to be fair, like, that's not. I mean, Kim Possible got better once Kim stopped being the main character and it started basically just being about Ron.
Hmm.
Some protagonists just work well as the center of gravity, and then some don't.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
suppose so.
I mean, I think Kim Possible. I think the thing is that Ron is much more relatable than Kim was,
Oh yeah,
and that's why he wound up just being a better protagonist.
yeah.
Uh.
I
Anyway, if
do,
you
I
want
do
to-
have a heart. Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
I did have like a mental rule that Mario and Luigi must appear in every chapter, and I don't have that rule for anyone else.
Oh, oh. Yo, the thing is though, I don't think fan fiction is inherently bad. Once again,
No, no.
one of my favorite, literally like the Protomen as a band is just edgy Mega Man fan fiction, and that's a great band.
Yeah, and I mean, I've read a good chunk of good fanfics, in my time, and yeah, like there's a lot of trash you had to bury, you had to go through, but there's good stuff like down there. Did you care to look? Did you care enough to look?
And
You know what we could do? You know what? This could be your Tails Gets Trolled. No, because the thing about Tails Gets Trolled is that it starts off as what I can only assume was an innocently, unintentionally bad fan fiction.
Yeah.
And then it goes batshit insane to the point where it can't be anything other than self-aware. Because it's it's bizarrely too well written to not be self-aware.
Hmm.
well, you
But
know
it
what? Let's read. Sorry, go on.
No, go on.
Well, when if we actually get to finish chapter 5 tonight, then get back to me on that.
Oh, are we still continuing tonight?
Ostensibly, at least this 4th intermission chapter, because it's pretty short.
Oh, how long is it exactly?
Because I was planning to go to bed. That's why I did all of this conversation, is because I
Yeah,
thought we were.
I thought we were finishing, honestly.
All right, then we can close off for tonight.
Okay.
I'm sorry. That's not out of my rudeness.
No, it's fine.
Scrappy, I'm sorry. Do you want to continue?
On to whoever's up for. Like, you guys need to go to sleep. Tanner, don't you have school tomorrow?
I have work. I should probably go to bed.
Yeah, it's getting
You
late
can
for
go to
me.
bed.
It's getting late for me too, so.
But no, I do want to see. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm genuinely kind of interested in to see where this is going.
Yeah.
Alright, then, well, we will have a hook for the next episode then.
Indeed.
To be continued.
Two more chapters, and then we'll probably do a Tanner's Deadpool thing.
Yeah, maybe, if I let you do that.
If not, then hopefully we can find some alternative.
No, I will fucking... Look, okay, nobody hates my own writing more than I do.
Oh, like, you're your own worst critic.
Yeah, but no, I would not mind. And I've already heard critiques from Nova
Mm.
at shit. It's a balance. The biggest problem with this is the balance, because you don't want to go so zany that you're just not invested in anything he does.
Yeah.
And also because if you're just relying on meta jokes, it comes off as really forced after a bit.
Oh yeah, I can agree with that.
That being said, but I also want you to be emotionally invested, but I also want to do the stupid shit. Like, we have Space Punisher show up at one point. And Space Punisher is exactly what he sounds like. It is literally Frank Castle going around the cosmos murdering alien criminals. And it is just amazing and over the top, and I love it.
Oh man.
That being said,
Well,
no.
congratulations, gentlemen, or congratulations, people. You survived the 2000s era of the Super Mario show.
Alright. And I'm sorry for not reading the next few chapters. I just,
Oh, life, it's okay.
Uh-huh. Alright.
Grateful
Good
for
night.
it. Good night, Tanner. Thank you.
Next time I'll come a bit more, like, relaxed and prepared so that I'm not stuttering so...
Yeah, hopefully. Next time, let's try and not do this. Start this at like 3 o'clock.
That'll help. Alright. This stream was kind of a train wreck, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't care enough right now. It's
Yeah.
fine. It worked. We'll see you
And also-
guys like in the next week or two for the next
Yeah.
episode of this, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Alright.
Yes, it was, yeah, we may have to just do this quickly, like in a week's time, just so we kind of have some momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are
And
you
we can-
guys... How are you guys good next week?
I should be fine.
Free all of next week.
Yeah, there's not much to do with these current situation.
Alright. I'm good. This is fun.
Yeah.
I did
Remember when we were supposed to record at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
nice a dream.
That's a good joke. You guys want me to stop streaming?
Yeah.
Okay.
You were streaming
Conclude.
Oh my god, I did not know you were still streaming.